Hello everybody, my name is Windback. Today we're back into Grim Dawn. We are going to continue our journey through the wonderful world of Cairn. And we're going to dive deeper into this build. We are going to get a bit more in-depth with our items, paying attention to skills, items, and everything that we need to continue on the path. We're level 60 at the moment, so things are getting closer to where I need them to be. But remember, level 100 is the cap, so we are still nowhere near the end game. As of this moment, here is our current build. As far as items are concerned, we've got the Prismatic Eviscerator as our main hand two-handed weapon. We've got the Chill Surge Ring, which is going to need to be replaced soon because it's only level 40. We have got Frost Shard Crown, Essence of Baronath, the Twilight Signet, Fate Weaver's Mantle, Eastern Gloves, Spell Sage Boots, Tempest Sigil, Shadowstalker's Belt. We've got our Haunt Relic. We don't use the active ability for this, we're just using it because it does some elemental damage for us. That's the reason. Eastern Leg Guards, Eastern Robes, and that is going to do it for our gear. We are just having some placeholders at the moment because we're still building towards Silver Sentinel's armor, Shoulder Guard of the Paragon, the Runed Topaz of Gilead, the Empowered Tempest Sigil, and then our Empowered Spirit Cannon as our backup weapon. I think these are some old documents, so we're going to let those go, pop another point into our physique. And before we venture out into... You know what? No, let's just talk to the guy. We'll continue along the story, and then we'll go from there. The Emissary.
Ah, we speak at last. As I am sure you know, there are many who now cast their gaze upon you, traveler. Or should I say, taken. Some who mean you ill. Some who fear your potential. Then there are those who command me. They have taken great interest in your accomplishments. It appears you may be just the one we require. I cannot speak of such things in this place. The cursed gaze of our foes is cast upon us here, so I will be brief. Great powers are gathering within the distant lands of the fallen Corvan people, and the Great Eye has decreed that you must play a part, whatever that may be. Will you answer our summons? Will you join me through the portal? Or do the mortal concerns of these people outweigh the calls of fate?
Very well. Let's begin the Forgotten Gods expansion content. Boom! A big green portal exploding in our faces. Let's check it out. The Emissary does exist everywhere that there's a town, right? So this is... You could do this anywhere. I just thought it was cooler in the sewers. Ah, and now we have unlocked the desert tile set. I love this. Like, of all the deserts in all of the action RPGs, this is the most desaturated and less painful on my eyeballs. Pick up that rift gate there. Oh, we're back. What you got?
You have come, as the Oracle of Dreeg had foreseen. But are you truly prepared for what's in store for you in this forsaken land?
What is this place?
Are in the Corvan Basin, a land ravaged by gods and man alike. A land whose secrets are now coveted by a determined few. As for this camp, this is the Conclave of the Three, a gathering of occultists, warlocks, and witches that serve the witch gods. Here the three cults set aside their disagreements and join as one against our mutual foes. Foes which threaten your existence as well, I might add.
Whoa, what do you need me for
We
then?
have decreed that I seek out worthy allies in our battle against a common foe. But are you indeed the one we seek? First, you must prove yourself.
What do I need to do?
The camp before the statues. Kanatha, mistress of the Sentinels, awaits you to begin the Eldritch rites. Conquer whatever horrors assault you from the Eldritch realm, and we shall have our answer.
I'll take your fucking challenge. We'll explode the shit out of it, too. A worthy purpose. What have we got? This one? Let this sacrifice echo across the conclave that our brother Jaros was found worthy of bearing his life before Soleil's blade. Few are granted the honor, and fewer still have the will to accept the burden for the benefit of us all. And so it was with our brother, who not only willingly stepped forward to feed Soleil's hunger, we had Soleil's sigils painted upon his bare chest as he paraded himself to the center of the conclave. Larger than life, he stood proudly before Sagon in his curved witchblade, and proclaimed to all that today marks the first day of their victory against the usurper. Jaros kneeled, as was customary, but his eyes never turned away from the vicar's stoic gaze. As was set down upon us by Soleil, Sagon uttered the sacred words and slit his forefinger to paint a rune upon Jaros's forehead. Then the vicar stood behind the sacrifice and placed the sacred blade upon his throat. This was the chosen's last chance to back down, though to be perfectly honest, such a disgrace would likely end in death anyway. Jaros looked ahead with confidence, his face beaming with pride. Such was his faith. For Zule, he began to cry when Sagon slit his throat and plunged his other hand, drenched in black flames, into Jaros's chest. Sagon removed the dead man's heart in a swift motion and drank deep of the lifeblood spilling forth. Jaros's body slumped to the ground, his eyes still staring forward. Several attendants saw to his cremation as the vicar delivered the heart to Soleil's shrine. The heart was placed in an ornate bowl and incinerated, and as it burns, the runes upon the shrine grew brighter. Soleil is pleased, Sagon uttered, smiling with bloody lips. Holy shit! What have we gotten into? Well, that's to be determined, I suppose. So, that's, okay, alright. You can have all this shit, and what is this? Pendant to Valiance, level 65. Ooh, it's a set piece. Not something I need to worry about at the moment, though. We're going to leave that there and venture off on to bigger things. Let's pick up this lore book here. We'll read that in a second. Big ol' Sphinx harnessing the forgotten. Okay. Let's see. I need Kanatha.
The emissary warned me of your coming, but whether you may remain here is not a matter of his choosing. I will decide who stays and who dies. Are you prepared to face the trials?
Let's get it over with! Not that I have the slightest inclination that this will be difficult, but, you know, whatever. What you got? What you got? Anything else? Is that it? Oh, okay. Well!
The emissary was right, as usual. You have earned the right to stand among us in the real trials to come. By the blessing of the Covenant, I am the mistress of the Sentinels. Those sworn to guard the interests of the Three and the survival of our people answer to me. They swear their oaths to the gods and to me. Our battle against the fiery fury boiling beneath the sands, of course. A forgotten god stirs. An ancient enemy of mankind threatens to destroy us all. We must rise to face this threat before all is lost.
I see. Well, the quality of voice acting really dipped from the emissary to the Sentinels lady person. Yeah, speak to the emissary at the Conclave of Three. Gotta go back and talk to our mysterious benefactor at the beginning of the level and continue on our way. Have I mentioned that I like the desert in this game? I don't normally like the desert in other games.
I could hear the battle from here. So then, are you ready to open your eyes to powers beyond imagining? To secrets better left uncovered? Ah yes, ever driven by action. I admire your conviction. The fated hour is nearly upon us. Soon we shall strike as one against our formidable foe. But we cannot act rashly. Precautions must be taken. Each of the cults is preparing in their own way. Speak to the masters of the cults of Bismiel, Dreeg, and Salile. Learn of their methods and align yourself to one cause. Draelus, Basilla, and Sagon are already expecting you.
I will speak with them, but after reading the Sagon's book, I'm not super sure I'm into Salile, so let's check out Bismiel and Dreeg. Is that another lore book? Oh, I think, okay, so we're meant to read the lore books to get a better understanding of who we want to align with. I get it. So, Visions of Terror, and now we can read the other one too. What is it? Visions of Terror, Harnessing the Forgotten, Death to... I think it's this one is the one they want. There are ulterior motives to my selecting this location for our conclave. The Dreeg Seers have no doubt felt it by now, and your spiders have suspected. Yes, this veil is thin here. The veil is thin here, and yes, that enables the cults to better work with the gifts of the Eldritch realm, but another source of power lies buried at our fingertips. At my behest, one of our most gifted scholars in the veil's mysteries, Mazan, is working on harnessing their power. As you well know, there are other realms, other constructs of the primordial gods. The statues adorning this sacred place are more than just mere decoration. They are conduits between realities and could be manipulated to form a gateway with enough force of will. I believe Mazan is close to a breakthrough, and once he succeeds, we will have an entire realm of untapped potential to harness for our purposes. I, for one, am eager to see what we uncover if past experience is any indication. So, that wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And I'm just going to let those go. I think that is the lore that you need for the Shattered Realm. So let's speak to... Is this the lady? This is the lady on the Ashes of Malmuth screen.
You've been quite a sight since entering our camp.
Bloop.
I'm shivering with anticipation for what's next. But will you be at my side? Or would you rather waste your time on the minions of Dreeg and Salile? My dear, who needs to see the future when you can manipulate it from the shadows? Salile would have you play with fire and get burnt. But Bismiel offers you the true gifts of the Eldritch realm. Every hound, every raven, every fiend that's ever crossed the veil can and will serve the schemer. All are bound within the web. No move can be made without tugging at the strings, until finally, the spider strikes. Bismiel is like a dreadweave widow, sultry, manipulative, and deadly. But no, she is not a spider in the physical sense. The schemer takes on many forms, all a means to an end. A pompous oligarch, an unassuming beggar, a seductress. All the faces of Bismiel. If you would ever be so blessed to witness her true form, then you are already dead. Then what I've heard,
Fuck yeah, I'll do it.
you do have some sense to accompany your affinity for carnage. Together, we shall weave a web not even a god can escape. The schemer's web demands my utmost attention. For now, speak to Elaine here at my camp. The Forgotten God stirs within his temple, but plans have been set in motion to see to his destruction. Elaine has heard the lady's will and knows how to proceed. Speak with her. I am certain that you will not let me down.
Okay, I'll do it. Goddamn. I am sorry, this video turned out to be lots more talking than I thought it was going to be, but at the same time, we're just gearing up for the good stuff, right?
You've chosen to fight under Bismiel's banner. A wise decision. In the end, we all serve Bismiel's will. You might as well be doing so willingly. Yes, I have been tasked with preparations for the upcoming battle, and you will assist me. The Lady of Whispers has decreed that we are to gather powerful essence from the guardians of Corbin temples. They call it blood of the Watchers, though it is not blood in the literal sense. It is pure arcane energy, turned solid within the shells of the stone guardians still roaming these lands. Find these infused animated Watchers among the ruins of the Carandox and the Temple of Osir to the north, and bring me their blood.
Bring me their blood. Okay, well, the voice acting took a very sharp upturn there, which is cool. Super neat. Let's go find some junk so this whole video isn't entirely talking. Okay. Now, our abilities, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but that whole bar down there is completely full. I actually have too many abilities right now on this build to use, so bloop. I don't have enough space over here, but all of the abilities that I have at this very moment are important, with the exception of maybe the blade trap. We'll see how that pans out later if I want to keep it. Right now, though, I have a lot of equipment putting points into abilities, and no, nothing I need there, and just kind of boosting stats without me having to dump a whole lot of effort into them through skill points. All my blade spirits are just crushing it. That's fucking lovely. Don't want that. Now, at the moment, we're going to be looking for the Blood of the Watchers, but I am just trying to kind of get an idea of the resistances on these enemies, how well my abilities are going to be doing, because the ethereal dudes were honestly just creating such a mass pain in the ass because of the amount of frost resist that they had, and I was not loving that. Was not loving it. These guys, though, I'm thinking are going to have more fire resist and that type, so I feel like our abilities are going to be doing much, much better. Now, at the moment, since we have mostly frost and elemental damage, we do have, obviously, the flash freeze here is going to be doing a lot of our ice damage. Same thing with the Ring of Steel, and then we have this ability, Trozen Sky Shard, which is going to be doing lightning and cold damage. So it's going to help out with that kind of what's the word? The fork with the elemental damage. You know, the divergence of the three, and we're actually going to be getting a decent boost in damage from the lightning and the cold. So we're kind of shoring up some weaknesses in the build, being that it's mainly focused on a single damage type, with additional damage types on abilities that share the cold. So we should, hopefully, towards the later stages of the game, be able to even out and kind of kill enemies with different types of damage, rather than just finding a single cold enemy, or single enemy with a cold resistance that just kind of runs us over. Obviously, I don't do a whole lot of physical damage. I'm not very good at standing there and auto-attacking. It's not really the caster build that I have come up with at this point. We went around in a big circle! Great! But anyway, this is also piercing and cold damage. That's neat. But like I said, our main sources of damage with this build are going to be the cold, which is our number one. Elemental is our backup, which obviously means we have a decent spread between fire, cold, and lightning as our damage type. There is actually a secret over here, secret area, underneath this walkway. Yes, there it is. Boop. Doesn't show up on the map. It's a big old hole in the dirt. Expedition. Oh my god, so many bugs! It feels so good to squash bugs, though. Let me tell you what. Oh, the creepy crawlies of indeterminate origin. I just smush them into green pulp. But this is where we will pick up next time, going down into the beetle nest, and we'll see what more we can figure out on the next episode of Grim Dawn. I'll see you next time, guys. Hang in there. I promise it's going to get more exciting.